in our previous class already we know what is control statement and how control statement is classified into two categories. That is, first one is selection statement and second one is your iteration statement. Selection statement we have divided again into two parts, that is simple, that is if and switch case. Again we have divided if into four types, that is simple if else, multiple if else, or multiple if else is known as your else if ladder. Along with that, another category is nested if. So in our previous class we have already covered how simple is working as well as if else. In this class we are going to use multiple if else along with nested if. So before coming on to this part, uh, in the previous class I have given you a task that you have to find out the answer of positive and negative uh, by excluding zero. That means if a user is going to provide 0, then you have to display you are not allowed to input 0. You are not allowed to input 0, right? So on that case, how it is possible? Now we know that a condition, if we will provide 5, then it is greater than 0. Suppose we are going to provide 5, then it is greater than 0. So that's why we will say that it is positive. Then if I will provide -7, then we know that it is less than 0. That's why we can say that it is negative. But what about 0? So if we will provide 0, then it is greater than equal to 0. That's why it will always display positive. So that's why we don't want to include 0 here. So if 5 is greater than 0, we have to say positive. If any number is less than 0, we have to say negative. Then what about 0? So since 0 is equal to 0, that's why you have to make a comparison with this one. And now if we will mark to this one, there are three conditions: 1, 2 and 3. So that's why it is not possible by using if else, because if else is always going to provide an answer with only two conditions, that is either true or false. So that's why this answer you have to solve by using only simple if, right? Now let me show you this answer by using simple if. So import java.util.scanner public class positive negative. Now I just want to provide public static void main string args. So we have to go for scanner sc equal to new scanner system dot in. So let me provide a number int n, then system dot out dot print, enter a number, then n equal to sc dot next int. So here I will provide if n is greater than 0, and we have to provide the message as system dot out dot println n is positive. Then if n is less than 0, then I have to provide the message as system dot out dot println n is negative. Now the third condition, that is n is equal to 0, then system dot out dot println you are not allowed to input 0, right? So let me close. So let me save the program as positive negative on the same drive under same folder, positive 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 negative dot java. Now let me open command prompt, jump to D drive, cd java prg java c positive negative dot java. Now run the program. That is 5, that is -7, now it is 0. So you are not allowed to input 0. So now the question is why it is not an appropriate one. So if I will provide 5 here and 5 is greater than 0, so that's why condition is satisfied and it displays the 5 is positive. After that, displaying the answer as well as satisfying the condition, it jumps to this line again. It checks 5 is less than 0, condition is false, so that's why it will not execute. 5 is equal to 0, condition is false, so that's why it will not execute. So according to that, we can say that for simple if, all the conditions will be verified, which is not a good sign. Once the condition will be true, we have to display the answer and we have to stop there. So because of that reason, we are using multiple if else. We are using multiple if else if, or it is known as else if ladder. So we are using multiple if else if, or it is known as else if ladder. So now what is the syntax? If you are going to use condition 1, whatever you have, then statement, then here another condition you have to apply, else if condition 2, and you can go for statement. Like that you can use as many conditions as you like, or at the end you have to go for else, that is statement, right? You can go for any number of conditions, at the end you have to stop. So let me solve this answer by using the same multiple if else if. So if n is greater than 0, here we will provide else if, and here we will provide else if n is equal to 0. Let me save the program. So first if condition, this is condition 1, if satisfied it will execute this one, if not it will come to this part, if this will be satisfied it will execute this one, if not it will come to this part. So that's why we will compile the program. Let me clear the screen, compile the program, run the program. So now it is 5, answer is correct. It is -7, answer is correct. It is 0, we are getting the same answer. Now what is the benefit of using multiple if else if? Wherever the condition will be satisfied, after executing that statement, it will never execute or check the rest of the conditions. If the first condition will be satisfied, then rest of the 2 conditions will not be satisfied. If second condition will be satisfied, then it will never go for the rest of the condition, but before that whatever conditions will be there, it will satisfy. Now let me show you here another thing. We know that here 3 conditions are available. First one is your n greater than 0, second one is n less than 0. So since if these 2 conditions will not be satisfied, then we know that the n value must be satisfied with 0. So that's why there is no need to write else if, simply we can provide the answer by using else. So let me save the program, compile the program once again. So after every change, it is a good sign to compile the program, otherwise it will not provide you the changed version, it will provide you the previous version 8. Sorry, 8 minus 9 0, right? So the question is there any alternate solution? The answer is yes, there is another solution is available. So now from the beginning we will check whether the number is inputted by the user is 0 or not. If 0, then we will say that you are not allowed to input 0, and then we will check whether the number is greater than 0 or not. If the number is greater than 0, we will display the answer. Otherwise, we have to say that number is negative. So this answer is possible by using nested if. Right? What is the meaning of this one? Actually, I want to write like this: if n is equal to 0, then we will provide a statement. Else, we will check if n is greater than 0, then we say that it is positive. If not, obviously it is less than 0, so then we will say that it is negative. So that's why this process of applying if else within another if or else part is known as your nested if. So let me solve the answer by using the same format, same number. So up to this the answer is correct, so let me delete. So here we will go for if n is equal to 0, we will write system dot out dot println you are not allowed to input 0. Now here we will go for else. If n is greater than 0, we will say system dot out dot println n is positive, else system dot out dot println n plus is negative. So let me save the program, alt F. So let me save the program. I think another bracket is required. So here the bracket is required. Control S. Let me make CLS positive negative. So somewhere bracket is missing, n equal to 0. Again save. Java positive negative. So it is 0. That is 6. That is minus 9. So this is the way how nested if is going to work. So either you can place if else inside if, or you can place if else inside else, and you can continue the chain as many time as you like depending on your requirement. So this much for this class. If you want to know more regarding the if else, simple if, multiple if, etc., so try to solve more examples and try to get the answer. And these are available on another location on my channel. So programs if you are a beginner. Thank you.